Hello everyone, welcome to M Math Academy. Today we are going to explain another topic in mathematics, which is fractions. This is the introductory part of the chapter fractions. In this topic, in this video, we are going to cover fraction introduction, types of fractions, fraction conversions, reducing or simplifying fractions, and lowest common denominators or LCD. Fraction introduction. If we divide a whole item into equal parts, each part is a fraction of the whole item. Let me get the laser pointer here. So a fraction is simply a part of a whole. It is less than one whole thing but more than zero. For example, if we slice a pizza, we can have a 1/2 or 1/4, 1/4, 2/4, which is also literally half, 3/4, 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, etc. Now example, 3/4 of a pizza means you have 3 parts out of 4 parts total. But what if you have a fraction like 8/8? Answer is, in case of the fraction 8/8, we have 8 parts out of 8 parts total. That means we have every part of the fraction or one whole thing. In any case, if we have all the parts out of the total, then the fraction is equal to 1. This is sometimes known as whole fraction. Conclusion is, if we have 8 slices of pizza out of 8 total, we have one whole pizza. Now we can define fraction as, a fraction is a way of indicating a quotient of two quantities. The fraction a/b can be read as a/b, or a divided by b, or a by b. So a/b, this is the most commonly used term, or sometimes some people like to read it as a divided by b, or briefly we can sometimes say a by b. A fraction has a numerator, a denominator, and a fraction line. So this is a fraction example. This is numerator, a is numerator, b is denominator, and this line is fraction line. This is also part of this fraction. So a is numerator, b is denominator. What is numerator? It is the upper part of a fraction that says how many parts we have. Denominator is the bottom part of a fraction that says how many equal parts the whole item is divided into. So this is the upper part, which says how many parts we have, and that is the numerator, and this is the bottom part, which says how many equal parts the whole item is divided into. Basic conceptual examples. If you eat 3/8 of a pizza, what fraction or portion of the pizza is left? Solution. We always consider total fraction equal to 1. So after 3/8 of the pizza eaten, remaining fraction or portion equal to 1 minus 3/8, equal to, just simplification, we can write down 8/8 instead of 1, minus, just to say this we change 1 to 8/8 so that the subtraction will be easier. That's why just we are matching with this denominator. So because the denominator is 8 here, we are writing down 1 in the form of this fraction 8/8, so that we can easily subtract these two fractions and we get 5/8. Another example, if Sam donates 7/12 of his property, what fraction of the property does he still have? Again, total fraction equal to 1. So after donating 7/12 of his property, remaining property equal to 1 minus 7/12. which is again instead of 1 we can replace it by 12 over 12 so just by matching the denominator of this fraction. So 12 over minus 7 over 12 and we get 5 over 12. Now types of fractions, this is very important. There are 3 types of fractions. One is proper fractions, fractions in which the numerator is less than the denominator, that is called proper fractions. Example 1 over 2, 2 over 3, 3 over 5, 4 over 7, 5 over 8, etc. In each one of these cases we can see the numerator is less than the denominator. Improper fractions, fractions in which the numerator is more than or equal to the denominator, that is called improper fractions. Example 3 over 2, 4 over 3, 5 over 4, all these are the improper fractions because the numerator is more than or equal to the denominator. In this case we can see numerator and denominators are same, 4 over 4, 5 over 5, these are also improper fractions. Next, mixed fractions, fractions consisting of a whole number part along with a proper fraction part. So in case of mixed fractions we have one whole number part and one proper fraction part. So 2 and 1 over 3, 3 and 3 over 4. So these are all mixed fractions. This is another example, 4 whole 5 over 7. Let us identify the types of the following fractions. 3 over 2, we can see the numerator is more than the denominator, so naturally this is improper fractions. This is a mixed fraction because we have one whole number part and another real number part, one whole number part and one another proper fraction part. So this combination is a mixed fraction. Numerator is less than the denominator here, so this is a proper fraction. Proper fraction again, mixed fractions again. This is an improper fraction because this is the numerator is more than the denominator. This is also an improper fraction because numerator and denominators are same. This is an improper fraction as well because the numerator is more than the denominator. There is a worksheet here, you can try. If there is any question, let me know. Now fractions conversions, improper fractions to mixed fractions. In any improper fraction we have already discussed numerator is always greater than or equal to the denominator. So to convert an improper fraction to a mixed fraction, numerator is divided by the denominator to use the quotient as the whole number part and the remainder as the numerator, keeping the denominator same. So the steps are: number 1, divide the numerator of the fraction by its denominator. Number 2, the quotient is the whole number part of the new mixed fraction. Number 3, the remainder is the numerator of the fraction part of the mixed fraction. Number 4, the original denominator remains the same. So this is an example. Convert 58 over 7 to mixed fraction. So we just follow the step number 1. We divide the numerator 58 by the denominator. That's why 58 divided by 7 we get 8 as the quotient and remainder 2. So 58 over 7, from this improper fraction, after conversion we get 8 whole 2 over 7. So this is the mixed fraction we are getting. So original fraction was 58 over 7, that was the improper fraction. From there we are getting 8 and 2 over 7. So this is the quotient. After we divide 58 by 7 we are getting 8 as quotient, and that becomes the whole number part of the new mixed fraction, and this 2 is coming from the remainder of the division. So after all we get that one. Now fractions conversions from mixed fractions to improper fractions, just the opposite. In any mixed fraction there is always a whole number part and a fractional part. To convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction, the whole number is multiplied by the denominator and the product is added to the numerator to use the sum as the new numerator, keeping the denominator same. So the steps: number 1, multiply the whole number part of the fraction by its denominator, then add the numerator to the product from step 1. So whatever product we are getting from step 1, we are in step number 2 we are adding the numerator to that product. Number 3, use the sum from step 2. After this adding that sum, we can use that as the numerator of the new fraction. Then the original denominator remains the same. Let us have an example. Convert 4 and 5 over 7 to improper fraction. So first, step number 1, we multiply the whole number part 4 by the denominator. So 4 times 7 we are getting 28. Then this sum is added to the numerator. 28 plus 5 equal to 33. That is the numerator, new numerator. So we are getting from 4 and 5 over 7 and we convert it, we are getting 33 over 7. So 4 and 5 over 7 was the original mixed fraction. From this we are multiplying this whole number part by the denominator. So 4 times 7 plus 5, then we are getting the numerator 33 and the denominator is remaining same, denominator is unchanged. So that's how it is, that's how we are getting this 4 and 5 over 7. We are multiplying this 4 by 7 and adding 5 to that product to get the new numerator, and the denominator is remaining same as what it was. Now reducing fractions or simplifying fractions. Reducing a fraction means just simplifying it to the lowest terms. In other words, reducing a fraction means finding an equivalent fraction in which the numerator and the denominator are as small as possible. How can we reduce a fraction? Dividing both numerator and denominator of the fraction by their greatest common factor or GCF. Example, reduce the fraction 8 over 12. So we are getting GCF or greatest common factor of 8 and 12, which is 4. Then we divide both numerator and denominator by that GCF. So first of all, we are getting the GCF or greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. In this case, numerator is 8 and denominator is 12. So the GCF or greatest common factor of 8 and 12 is equal to 4. Then we divide a numerator by GCF, which is 2, and we divide denominator by the GCF, which is 3. So from 8 over 12 we are getting this way, GCF of 8 and 12 equal to 4. Then 8, from 8 we are getting 2, because 8 divided by 4 equal to 2, that 4 is the GCF, and 12, that's how we are getting the new numerator, and we are dividing the denominator by the GCF to get the new denominator. That's how we are getting the new fraction as 2 over 3. So that is the reduced fraction of 8 over 12. Reduced fraction of 8 over 12 equal to 2 over 3. Once reduced, the actual value of a fraction remains unchanged. Keep in mind. So this fraction is remaining unchanged, but it is written in simplest form. So that's why it is called one equivalent fraction as well. Once reduced, there is no number except 1 by which both numerator and denominator of a fraction can be divided evenly. So after reducing, suppose 8/12 becomes 2/3, and we cannot divide both of these numerator and denominator by any other number except 1. This is reducing fraction worksheet. You can try this one by yourself. Let's move on. Lowest common denominator, or LCD. Denominator is the bottom part of a fraction that says how many equal parts the whole item is divided into. When the denominators of two or more fractions are the same, they are said to have common denominators. Example: 2/7, 3/7, 5/7, 6/7. So all the denominators are same here. That's why they are the fractions with common denominators. Smallest of all common denominators is the lowest common denominator. How can we determine the lowest common denominator? Steps: number 1, identify the denominators. Number 2, list the multiples of each denominator. Number 3, identify the lowest common multiple. Change each fraction to equivalent fraction with lowest common denominator, or LCD. Let us have an example of lowest common denominator. Find the lowest common denominator of the fractions 3/4 and 4/5. Solution: first, we will see denominators are 4 and 5 in these two fractions. Number 2, multiples of first denominator, which is 4, equal to 4 times 1 4, 4 times 2 8, 4 times 3 12, and so on. Similarly, multiples of the second denominator 5 is 5 times 1 5, 5 times 2 10, 5 times 3 15, and so on. Step number 3, lowest common multiple of these multiples is 20. So lowest common multiple of 4 and 5 is 20, because if we compare these multiples, first common multiple or lowest common multiple we find here 20 20. So that's why the lowest common multiple of 4 and 5 is 20. Then equivalent fractions, how do we find it? So 3/4 and 4/5, what we do, we just divide that lowest common multiple by this first denominator, and we can see 4 times 5 makes this. That's why we are writing down from this. First of all, we divide this by 4 and we are getting 5. By dividing 20 by 4 we are getting 5. That's why we are writing 4 times 5, and whatever this becomes, we do the same thing with the numerator. So after getting the lowest common multiple, we divide by each denominator. Here denominator is 4, 20 divided by 4 is 5. That's why we are writing down 4 times 5 as well as 3 times 5 to get this. Similarly, we divide 20 by 5 and we are getting 4. That's why we are multiplying 5 by 4 as well as 4 by 4. That's why we are getting 16/20. Here is the same thing, just by picture we are showing it here. So denominators are same in both cases. Denominators 20. That's why from these two fractions we are getting the lowest common denominator by transforming them into these two fractions. There is another worksheet for you guys to try, lowest common denominator worksheet. Try this one. And lastly, just wanted to touch a little bit about the lowest common denominator. What is the purpose of this? The applications. Main purpose is to rearranging fractions in order. Secondly, addition and subtraction of fractions. There is one example here. Rearrange the fractions in ascending order: 1/6, 3/8, 5/12. So we just follow the same steps. So in our solution, denominators are 6, 8 and 12. Then we find the multiples of those denominators, and so that we can get the lowest common multiple, which is 24. And then equivalent fractions we are getting the same way what we have discussed in the previous page. And after getting the lowest common denominators of these fractions, we can now compare, because the denominators are same. So if the numerator is we can see this is the highest numerator 10, and this fraction 10/24 is greater than 9/24 is greater than 4/24. That's why we can conclude, since this one is greater than this is greater than this, that's why 5/12 greater than 3/8 greater than 1/6. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.